I wanted to put together a little presentation in order to explain what magic really is, in order to alleviate some of the fears in regard to this topic. It seems that a lot of people out there think that magic is something that some of us do and others do not. However, it is in fact something that we all do all of the time, because magic is simply a way of using thought symbolically in order to communicate our ideas to either our own conscious mind, subconscious mind, to the mind of another individual, or to a collective group of individuals. And we do this by arranging letters of the alphabet in a particular order. Each letter is, of course, a symbol, and it's also a geometric shape. And when ordered or arranged in a particular order, these symbols form words which have a distinct meaning. These words are in turn ordered into sentences, the sentences into paragraphs, and the paragraphs into pages, etc. Now, in Egypt, the god of magic was known as Thoth, and the name sounds much like thought, and it is indeed associated with thought because he was not only the god of magic, he was also the god of writing. Taking this line of reasoning further, we can begin to understand that a spell is simply a way of communicating a message by spelling or ordering a set of symbols in a particular way. In other words, we're arranging or ordering letters of the alphabet, each letter being a geometric shape, in a particular order to communicate a specific meaning or message. The letters that form each word, with each word corresponding to a particular object, separated from other objects by space. In the same way that people, having a name, and physical objects bearing a specific name, label, or identity, occupy a distinct position in space, geometrically. The space between objects and words is necessary in order that they maintain their individual identity in relation to other objects in space or ideas represented by individual words separated on paper by spaces. Now, we use symbols in order to give form to our ideas, which would otherwise remain invisible to others until given some shape through the medium of symbols communicated to the eye via writing or as vibrations within the air, known as speech. These then enter the mind or minds of individuals and become once again invisible. We may also communicate ideas to our other senses, although our primary modes of communication are visual, involving light, and geometric figures, and sound in the form of speech or music. Now, later on, we're going to examine how words may be structured or oriented in a manner that reflects our environment, and how these symbols may be grouped as polar opposites, which in turn may be subdivided as a binary process or classified into elements such as air, fire, water, and earth. We will start with the division of the one consciousness into a general duality composed of yin and yang, female and male, and then in turn create more specific categories or classifications, and then object-oriented programming, they would be known as classes of objects. This is not strictly scientific. I want to interject at this moment. I had conversations with various individuals who have advanced degrees in physics, and they were not able to keep it simple. They wanted to talk about how the elements were not really elements, and I wanted to mention that there are really more ways of organizing ideas or classifying them. So we're dealing with classes of objects, not necessarily the physical elements themselves. Okay, so we're grouping these ideas under the elements. And for example, the one female may exist as two types of females, mother and daughter, or water and earth, while the yang, or male element, may be subdivided into two types of males, father and son, corresponding to fire and air. In time, we're going to see that this is an important key to understanding how musicians, as well as various authors of books, and it could be science fiction or fantasy, one group of authors or combination of authors. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to edit this. Okay, come to mind of the Dragonlance series and the names of the books. Dragons of spring dawning, corresponding to the east, spring. Dragons of summer flame, corresponding to the south, the element of fire. Dragons of autumn twilight, corresponding to water, and dragons of winter night, corresponding to the northern position, and the evening or midnight. This also comes into play with the names of various albums, such as Al Di Meola's Land of the Midnight Sun. Okay, so we want to talk about how musicians develop their lyrics and how professional products effect a balanced form using geometry, color, and sound. These products do not necessarily indicate that a form of manipulation is taking place, as many conspiracy theories are quick to assume, but simply represent the best or most efficient way of constructing something that achieves and therefore communicates balance, harmony, and beauty. Each object starts out as an idea before it takes on physical manifestation in the universe, and each physical object is still in fact nothing more than an idea that we experience in our minds. When we move objects, we are in effect moving thoughts on our mind. And of course, the thought or intent to move the object is what also causes our physical body to actually move it. We move ideas with ideas, thoughts with thought. And in magic rituals or rites, we write or spell our ideas from left to right, bringing our ideas into the light of consciousness from where they were hidden in our subconscious mind. And I think that that's enough for now. Later on, we're going to perform an exercise where we actually create a list and classify or group different words as yin or yang, negative or positive. Okay, and that's how we're going to start things out, and that is one of the things that one of my favorite authors on Magick, Donald Michael Craig, suggests that we do. So we're going to go through that exercise as what I think is probably the best starting point, because once we start to practice, we're going to be able to very rapidly see for ourselves when others are using these techniques. So we'll be able to watch different music videos and see that individuals are using these ideas consistently, and they're using them with their lyrics, and they're also using them with color and geometry. So that will become very obvious to you when you start to practice, and in particular when you start practicing a ritual such as the Watchtower or the Supreme Invoking Ritual, the Pentagram. This will become second nature to you, and you'll be able to spot these correspondences being used in every aspect of life. So we want to give you something practical to work on, because there are a lot of people that are creating videos where they talk on and on about different systems of magic, and at the end of the video it just becomes entertainment. You really don't get anything from it. What we want to do, what we aim to do, is to create a step-by-step course where you're actually able to develop your own conscious faculties and apply them in your life. Okay, so with that said, see you guys later.